think we're rolling. We're rolling. Johnny. We're back.
We're back. It's been a little while.
It has a while between vlogs.
We're finally saying the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's on the heels of season 5 debut and a much different look to the league.
Oh mate, it's a lot's changed in a short period of time. We've had coming off the back of the finals. There hasn't been a break. We're straight into it. Huge finals. We've got to maybe throw back a little bit to what happened in season 4.
Fair, yeah.
We're already fair there, but we had a huge performance on finals night from Mr. Andrew Cardinal.
Congratulations to Cardinal. Gets that.
Yep. There was just rewards there for the hard work. And we've also had the Dynasty really rise up.
Yeah, that was the big axe showdown that we saw between Cardinal and Dynasty was one of the most crazy matches I've seen in this building.
It might still be going. I'm not be sure that it's finished.
Yeah, I think they're finally done, but that was wild. That was wild.
It was. Great
Fantastic playoffs.
Yeah. And now with a new change and a new season, it comes new opportunity. Johnny. Really pleasing to see a whole bunch of new fresh faces ready to hit the ground running, and look, they really did last night. Out in full force. It was great to see, straight into it.
So do we want to start with the old Kevin over there?
Kevin, right? So yeah, seems appropriate.
What a debut performance from Kevin. I think I won't skip to the stats, but like he was looking like he wasn't a rookie. Let's just put it that way.
No, well, I think he's been spending a little bit of time with the Dynasty there. I don't know what they've been throwing in those bourbon and cokes, but
some performance enhancing bourbon,
clutch enhancing. But no, yeah, Kev slipped under the radar a little bit. Yeah. I don't think anyone was really expecting Kev to come in and throw the heat that we saw. So took everyone a bit by surprise there, Kev. But
I needed some aloe after that.
Yeah, but yeah, so well done to Kev. Great stuff. Look forward to some more.
Do you want to put number 3 and say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was stoked to see Daryl show up with her own handmade, handcrafted axe, and unfortunately I had to be the bearer of bad news that it was just a little bit too light. It didn't fit our regulations, but it was beautiful, pink, bedazzled, a cute little axe head, but unfortunately too thin. But that's exactly the kind of thing I want to see someone coming in first day on the job. Here's my brand new axe I handcrafted myself, so that was fantastic.
Pretty awesome, right? We've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. So great stuff, Daryl.
And then we take that axe away from her, but she steps into that first game and starts her career off with a bullseye. So that was,
there's not been too many people that have started their league experience with bullseye. So
yeah, that's fantastic.
Way to set the bar really high for yourself there, Daryl. Carry on.
Yeah. Do you want to mention
Harsh? Oh, Harsh. All right. So I got this is I'm sure Harsh won't mind me shouting out here, but he was mid-game, and I think I'm not sure what happened. Maybe he just had a little bit of a blackout there quickly. We're not really sure, but he just went straight into that clutch, second throw of the game. So it is his first night, but no, look, he hit it, and he looked over and he was like, "So does that count?" And I had to unfortunately remind him that no.
Award is 0 for the effort.
Yeah, but definitely a crisp high 5.
Yeah, crisp high 5.
Yeah, and
a reminder that clutches are for the 5th shot of the round.
Yeah, but yeah, good to see he's living and dying and embracing the little green upstairs.
Well, I mean, yeah, can't hate on that. You know, you should be going for the clutch at every opportunity, even if it's not the appropriate time to go for the clutch.
Good on you, Harsh.
Yeah, good on man.
We love you. Yeah.
Did you have thoughts on that?
On David? Yeah, so David, he was struggling a little in the early parts with his rotation, and then once he started relaxing and really getting into it on the lane on the end here towards the end of the night, was really stringing some games, and had a big game against Mac maybe. And yeah, Mac did call the clutches. which opened the door for David. But David, I tell you what, he was good enough to step right in and make himself at home.
No, I see a lot of potential in David. He's been in once with Daryl. We spent about an hour just kind of getting through that, trying to get that correct rotation. And I've seen him bring the heat. So he's just got to transition the practice mode to game mode, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
So are you saying that David's your boy? Are you calling it?
I'm gonna put some early. Yeah, I'm gonna. Put a little JP magic on there.
Right,
I've got big faith in David. Yeah.
There you go. All right.
But on a more serious note, we had 3 different players on the verge of an 81 in this building, and all 3 choked.
Yeah.
We had Nick starting things off, and I've never quite seen somebody on an 81 go handle first into the board. I don't know what happened there. Nick's face said it all.
Yeah.
Next up was the Grim.
Yeah,
and you got.
I think I gave you a hug before I
think we put too much.
Yeah,
we put too much on it. We
I
came
should've
over.
hugged.
I put some of my energy into you, but maybe too much energy.
Yeah.
You ended up just a little right at the clutch there, and then JB had his first real opportunity for everyone. And he had the shakes going,
the wobbles?
and it was. I think that it just shook it off the clutch a little bit.
Oh no!
So we eagerly awaited our first.
Like he was probably the closest out of all of us.
He was the closest. No, he was throwing
great.
around the corner in our employee league.
Nice.
Which I'll talk a bit about later. But no, he was right there, and that's the hardest shot is that last clutch, right? So it's great to see with 3 opportunities for the 81. Everyone fell just a little short, but I'm hoping. Maybe next week we see one of those happen.
Yep.
Your thoughts on
Maggie and Josh?
Yeah.
Look, Maggie, I've got. If you're thinking big things for David, Maggie, I'm getting on the Maggie wagon. I think she's got it. She's got a really solid little action. She's nice and compact, and I think that's going to translate to lots of bullseyes. I think the rotation is going to come, but the accuracy and the aim is there from day one. So the hand-eye coordination is there. We've got to work on the rotation, but I think Maggie and Josh as well, in the clutch as well, playing the first night. So, yeah, big things in store. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Zach. Yeah. What did I say?
Well, I made a mistake.
Oh, right. No, Zach. Yeah. So, Zach, hit 1 clutch yesterday.
Big. Opening day clutch. Beautiful.
It's good. We saw a lot of that, too.
We saw people going for the clutch. I love it. Some of the old steadies, the old reliables, but some of the fresh faces wanting the glory of that little green circle. Yeah, I love it. And that brings us to Mac Maybe, the Clink and Drink, the only member representing in season 5 from what was a not to use the word dynasty, but like a dominant clan.
Yeah.
Has been whittled down to 1.
Yeah.
And someone who literally got the nickname McMaybe because we didn't know if he was going to show up that night.
Has now become the big certainty.
He's become the big certainty.
Yeah. And just showing some leadership.
And he jumps right in there.
Really
With the pizza order.
He ordered the pizza. He threw all the clutch, like 100% clutch rate. He's becoming a bona fide leader of this league.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm impressed. So a tip of the hat.
It's not coming off. The hat's not coming off
Not yet. We're not there yet.
But maybe we're loving it, buddy. We're loving it.
Oh, a big matchup, a talking point. We had one of the bigger matchups of the night was Renisha and Dynasty with Renisha.
Yeah, taking the win.
Got her axe shortened a little bit, making some adjustments, and it paid off against Dynasty, who's up there in the favorites, I'd say, this season, in the early going up. Our returning finalist.
Yeah.
And Renisha stepped up big in that match.
Yeah, great to see Renisha. She's working hard for it. You know, we're getting, like you said, some little adjustments, and you know, she's seeing the rewards from that in a big matchup and an early win against the Dynasty.
You got it, get those wins in the book. Yeah, big.
So, we had a big axe there, Alana and Michelle, for the first night.
Yeah.
Either of them had ever thrown a big axe before in their life.
And I just loved even explaining the concept it made a game. I'm just like, so now we're going to be using this in this. But it was great. It's fantastic. We had it's great to get that big axe out of the way early because that's something that we'll practice down the stretch because once it comes to playoff time, as we always preach, the big axe is very important. So that's something with the new guys. Definitely take